I have tons and tons of questions that I continue to ask you, but something that I cannot resist as one of the best people managers in India. Uh, would you like to give us two or three simple tips? And you mentioned uh, the simile or example of being a chef. So give us a few dishes that every manager should be able to cook without too much of difficulty. What is it that you do as a line manager or as a people manager that really helps you with making your team, happier, more effective, and productive?
Sure. So I think there are three or four ways, Prasanjit, that we can look at it. One, and the most important, is connect and align. I always believe that if you are connecting with the team and if you're aligning with their thoughts to your thoughts, and you're ensuring that the overall calibration is done as per the organizational objectives, I think 50% of your task is done. So for me, the first and the foremost is connect and align with your people. Now that you have connected and aligned, you also need to hear them out. You need to listen. And once you listen, there are few things which we as an organization can do, and there are few things we cannot. So we need to listen and act accordingly. If there is something that an organization cannot do, and we all know we have certain restrictions, so we should be communicating it as transparently as we can, or as the organization wants to do it. So we need to listen and we need to act on what the people are telling you. Then the third and the most important thing that in the entire value chain is recognition and reinforcement. Somebody who's doing great job, somebody who is taking those extra initiatives and not being recognized, is something which I think is the biggest disaster that any frontline manager can do. So recognize your people, reinforce the values that you have, and applaud and reward them all the time. That you think, celebrating small wins, celebrating a CSAT that somebody in your team is getting, and celebrating a big contract that they are getting. I think every win has equal importance for somebody who is getting that done. So applauding and rewarding is something which should always be on our minds. And that basically spreads a positive work environment in the entire team and the entire organization. So these are 3-4 things that I really believe are the recipe that any line manager, if inculcates, I think they're good. They're good to go.
Gagan, some of the old school managers that I remember from my time might argue that if you continuously praise, recognize every small wins, then people are going to sit on your head. And at the time of the appraisal, they're going to come back and say, boss, you have recognized me so much. Now, why am I not getting promoted? There are some people, some managers are actually scared of what they call as too much recognition. So is there such a thing as too much recognition? What's been your experience, Gagan?
So there is nothing such as called too much recognition. Yes, excess of everything is bad, but it's how we give the roadmap to your employees. So let's say somebody is getting 10 CSATs in a day regularly. I'm talking about a base level, entry level executive, somebody who's getting 10 CSATs every day. Great that we're recognizing him. What if we tell them that you've made your own benchmark of 10? Why don't you start hitting 12? That's your new benchmark the next week, and maybe give him a glide path that from 12 to 15 to 18 to 20 in the next 6 months, what you're doing today, you can double your own productivity in the next 6 months. It's how you basically tell your team member that what you have done today is just the benchmark, is just something that you have done yourself. Why not better it? I've always believed, if somebody asked me who's your biggest competition, I was watching an interview of the next Netflix CEO. The journalist asked him, who's your biggest competition? He said, it's not Disney Hotstar, it's sleep. People tend to sleep and hence they don't watch Netflix. So if somebody asks me who is your biggest competition, I say who I was yesterday is my biggest competition. I have to do better than what I was doing yesterday. So that's how you inculcate that environment in your team as well.
And I think this is so amazing because what our research shows us is that the only thing that will differentiate great people managers from others is their ability to really have a personalized way of helping their team members achieve their potential. And achieving your potential is not about comparing with the person next to you. It is about comparing with what you did yesterday.
Absolutely.
And that is all that matters. That's the progress principle.